Hello class. Now in this lecture we will see how the electric vehicle get promoted by the government of India. So in the news we have heard a many thing which is announced by the Ministry of the Road Transport and the highways about the emission norms. Okay, and they also announced that we have to promote or we have to shift from our conventional IC engine vehicle to the electric vehicle. So the task of shifting from IC engine vehicles to the electric vehicle is not that much easy because the India is not ready to have or to employ electric vehicle completely. Even though to promote those tasks, that is shifting tasks to the electric vehicle, government purchased a lot of electric vehicle from Tata and Mahindra company for the government purpose only. The Tigor, the vehicle from the Tata, that is the Tigor model, is purchased by the central government. Okay, the vehicle model like uh, the vehicle model from the Mahindra, like the car Mahindra car like Verito, okay, so which is purchased by the central government in order to just start with from themselves only. Okay, so the way nowadays the Tata also announced their electric vehicle next on the commercial platform. Okay, so many other automobile industry like Hyundai also announced their vehicle. So now the problem is that the commercial vehicle the electric vehicle get promoted, but it is announced by the different automobile industry, but problem is that whatever the cost of that electric vehicle, if we talk about that, then we can see the all the vehicle are having cost of more than 10 lakh. Okay, even though the vehicle, the one of the model from the Mahindra, that is E2O electric, will be start from 6 lakh, which is most probably a two-seater car, we can say. Okay, it is very tiny car, the smaller than the Nano. Okay, so it is come up with the 6 lakh price. That is also ex showroom price. Whenever it come when I talk about the on road price, it will go up to the 8 lakh. So the if it is not feasible to buy the car of nano shape in the cost of the 8 lakh, so no one are digesting such a thing about the cost. But why those costing is too much? Just because of the import duty. Whatever the raw material we are using to have a electric vehicle or to build an electric vehicle are coming from other countries like Taiwan, Korea and the China. So we are importing a huge amount of lithium ion battery, which is a main uh, part of that electric vehicle from the other country. So due to that, the price is high or rises too much as compared to the conventional vehicle. But not only the price, if we talk, it is also for the average also, we can say the average of those vehicle is not that much good as we can we talk about the in terms of average. It doesn't mean average is good, but refueling time, if we talk about the refueling time, all the vehicles, those electric vehicles are having average more than 100 kilometer in a single charge. Definitely it is a good in terms of the rupees, if we talk, it is a good average. But once it get empty, the battery get empty, where should we recharge our battery? The no charging station is available. Okay, so these are the problem, because in case of the petrol and diesel vehicle, we can easily get a next petrol pump after the 5 kilometer distance. We are those facility we are having after the 5 kilometer, that is refueling facility. In case of the electric vehicle, it is not available. Even though if it develop, then what will be the refueling time or recharging time may available to charge that electric vehicle? It is also not that much developed, because simply to charge our mobile battery, we at least needs a 1 to 2 hours in case of the fast charger also. So in case of the electric battery, or which is used for the car or for the automobile, how much time we will require? So for to there is a many things are need to be sorted in that segment. So some industry are coming with come up with some solution like with a new technology like battery swapping. Those are, to have that technology, battery swapping technology, for that purpose also infrastructure need to be developed, and no one are ready to adopt those things or those electric vehicle due to the durability. Because normally whenever those electric vehicle is purchasing, that time it is mentioning that those battery has a life minimum 8 years, 8 to 10 years, or say 1 lakh kilometer, or 1.5 lakh kilometer. Okay, after that the company will not giving any guarantee on that, so it only giving guarantee up to the 1.5 lakh kilometer, or only up to the 8 years to 8 to 10 years guarantee is taken by the that automotive industry or OEM on that battery and the motor. So these are the things which force the consumer to think on it. So that's why such a thing get not promoted, or the Indian customer are not move towards that electric segment vehicle. But then also, to promote such vehicles, the Indian government takes a lot of effort. So such effort I have quoted in front of you, like the first effort taken by the government, that is subsidy. The government announced the subsidy of 5,000 rupees per kilowatt hour of battery capacity. So per, in case of the automobile, electric automobile, the battery is normally described in terms of the kilowatt hour unit, but in case of the our conventional automobile battery, that is 12 volt battery, we are describing with the help of the 12 volt and ampere hour ratings. For example, in case of the two-wheeler battery, normally in case of the R15, we are supposed to purchase a battery of 12 volt and 5 ampere hour rating. Okay, so whenever I'm multiplying 12 by 5 ampere hour, then I am getting 60 kilowatt hour. So it is just a multiplication of voltage by ampere hour, which is used which description we are using for the conventional battery. So then we are getting the new unit, that is kilowatt hour. Okay, so it is a same thing as we are describing in our old conventional vehicle battery, not conventional, our petrol and diesel vehicle battery. Okay, 12 volt battery. So here in case of the electric vehicle, we are using a unit kilowatt hour. So per kilowatt hour of capacity of battery, the government announced the 5,000 rupees subsidy. So if your battery of, for example, is of say a 30 kilowatt hour battery, so definitely 30 multiplied by 5,000, you are getting that much amount of subsidy. Okay, in case of the two-wheeler. Okay, again another thing does by the government, that whenever you are shifting from your IC engine two-wheeler to the electric two-wheeler, that time your old or conventional IC engine two-wheeler can be we can say exchange offer, like things they are announced, or whatever your vehicle condition, that old two-wheeler condition, the owner or the dealer give you the 5,000 discount on your electric vehicle, new electric vehicle, on behalf of your old vehicle. So they will exchange or they will directly purchase you your old vehicle. Okay, that is conventional. So that is called as a whatever your vehicle you use previously, two-wheeler you are using previously, that you have to scrap out. For that purpose they are giving you 5,000 discount. Okay, this is another the scheme launched by the government. After that, second thing they did, that is they also provide a subsidy up to 1.50 lakh for the cars, 30,000 for the high speed two-wheeler like super bikes. They announced 4 lakh subsidy for the electric mini buses, and they also announced a subsidy for the three-wheelers, that is electric three-wheelers, up to the 60,000. So these are the things done by the government. After that, the government also provided the 100% subsidy for the charging equipment setup. For example, many people said that we are not having a special charging point for to charge our electric vehicle. So whatever the charging station or charging setup or charging point setup you are doing at your home, for that purpose also government giving you 100% subsidy. So for example, for having a electric point at your home to charge your electric bike or electric car, it costs you near about, for example, 3,000 rupees. Okay, it won't take more than 3,000. Okay, so you just need to submit those bills of 3,000 rupees to government offices, and government refund you, or government do NFT on your account of that 3,000 rupees. Okay, so these are the thing done by the government. Another thing did by the government is that government announced the uh, uh, yeah, what if you purchase a electric vehicle, then whatever the interest you are paying, uh, behind the loan amount has had or get sanctioned against that electric vehicle. So whatever the interest you are paying against the loan of that electric automobile, on that you are supposed to getting a tax deduction in income tax. It is up to 1.5 lakh. So those are the attraction given by the government to promote the electric vehicles, okay, to purchase of the electric vehicles. So these are the thing which done by the government. After that, another footprint of the government is in the another way, that is strict traffic rules development and enforcement. So the vehicle, like uh, old vehicle, if you talk about in case of the IC engine, okay, as I told you, after every 15 years the vehicle need to be re-registered on the basis of their fitness. So whenever any vehicle is not fit that time, definitely their registration will be discontinued, and their just because on the basis of their emission level. So there are many vehicles running in our nearby areas, or in our nearby zones, which are more than uh, which having age more than 15 years, okay. Then also public are using having habit to use those things just because of the emotional attachment. So in such cases the government have to strict apply a PUC norms or PUC certification norms. For that purpose, government government taking charges to not following for the PUC certification, that is 2000 rupees. So in case of the without fitness certificate, the government charging 1,000 rupees uh, as a we can say fine, okay. Another thing, the if vehicle is too age, it is having it is more than 15-year age, it have the more than 15 age, the government start to scrap it. Even though the trucks which having age more than 10 year, government not allowed to enter such transport vehicle into the city. They are get stopped at the city border only, and further transportation are undertaken by the other vehicles. So in that uh, uh, that type of tasks are done by the government in order to enforce, or in order to promote the good technology vehicle, or to scale down the emission level which is done by the automobile, okay. So these are the those are the all the footprints we have discussed till here, which is undertaken by the government in order to reduce the effect of the motorization, negative effect of the motorization. I hope you understand. In the from the next lecture we will discuss what are the footprint undertaken by the OEMs in order to handle the negative effect of motorization. Thank you.